Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I had to get some cigarettes. So, anyway, today's video has to do with something that me and my family went through that, I just want to discuss. And like I said, your opinion is your opinion. My opinion is my opinion. That's part of being an American citizen. That's wonderful, is you get to spread your own opinion. So, me and my family, we went to Walmart in Richlands, North Carolina today. Trying to look for a couple house supplies, get my son a reward for doing really well at Boy Scouts. Just go out, typical family day on this 3-day Labor Day weekend and enjoy the day and do some shopping. Well, we had a crazy incident that just blew my head away. And I've seen a lot of the stuff going on in this country. I have my own opinions on different political factions and things like that. I myself, I've served almost 13 years in the U.S. military. I come from a family that has worked numerous jobs in law enforcement, the educational field. Both my grandmothers are retired teachers. I have a great-grandfather that fought in World War I in the Army. I have one that was in World War II. He was in Pearl Harbor and fought in North Africa with the Navy. I have several great uncles that are Korean and Vietnam veterans, including uncle that passed away in the Korean War, I believe. My grandmother Kathy's uncle. My aunt was a part of the U.S. Marine Corps. My father, part of the U.S. Army 75th Ranger Regiment, is a medic. My uncle, he went into the Navy, had some health problems, so he was put out, but still, he tried to serve his country. And then even members of my family that didn't go into the military, they were tough men, old school American men. I have one grandfather who, he was a farmer his whole life, him and his brother Bill. They were cattle farmers, and then they grew some crops as well. And everybody could have their opinion on what that kind of lifestyle is, but I can tell you right now, I grew up seeing it, and that's a tough lifestyle, man. Farmers and ranchers and people who work in agriculture in the United States, got to give them credit, man. Those people, those are some hard people. Those are real Americans. My other grandfather, we've been through some things in life with each other. We don't necessarily get along too well because I wasn't the most well-behaved person when I was younger. And fortunately, I'm growing to appreciate my family and what they've done for me more. But my other grandfather, he became an attorney and served several years as a county attorney, working a lot of high-profile cases in the state of Nebraska. Johnson County was his county. Very, very good man. Even though we don't see eye to eye, I have a lot of respect for him. So, obviously, and my father, the one that got out of the Army, sorry, I just want to say this. He works in the healthcare field. He's a nurse and has also worked security in the healthcare field, dealing with mental health patients and stuff like that, So, my family also immigrated to this country, mainly from Ireland, Germany, and I think Czechoslovakia, if I remember. But they immigrated here, and everything that my family has, they built from the ground up. It's something seeing what they've built today, what they have. It's made me appreciate the existence of this country and what it means to be an American. To be able to come here with nothing and, climb the ladder and build wealth and industry and things like that. You know, when I see this country, that's what it means to me. Freedom and the ability to truly build your dreams from the mud, from the ground up. So a lot of what I want to talk about on this channel is things to do with that. In the first video, I'm going to talk about this incident me and my family had at Walmart in Richlands, North Carolina. Now, one of my biggest issues with the modern day, I don't hate anybody for who they are, man. My family is immigrants from different countries, different backgrounds. I was lucky enough to have a father and mother who raised me the right way. And, you know, they raised me in situations where I got to know everybody, every culture, every background. You know, I never saw color. I never saw religion. You know, all these things that seem to matter so much today. I have best friends from everywhere, man. I've got friends from El Salvador. I have friends that are from Somalia. I have people I went to school with, I'm still in contact with, that are Black, Asian, Hispanic. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I love people. I love culture. I like to travel the world and experience different cultures, man. That's part of why I joined the Army. The Army gave me that opportunity. I'll tell you what, I went to the Middle East on a deployment and had certain thoughts about the Middle East, as I'm sure a lot of young Americans do, especially dealing with what we did the last 20 years or so. But Kuwait, man, it's a vast desert. It's hot. It can be really crappy at some points. But, man, getting to go to Kuwait City, see things like the Avenue Mall, you know, the Grand Mosque, experience the people and the culture. And they're so polite, man. That's crazy. They're so polite and they're so kind, and there's so many things that I learned about that culture. I made friends in that culture, and people I'll love the rest of my life, man. You know, it's just a little bit about me and my background. You know, I appreciate everybody, man. And, you know, I always hear that, I always thought it was funny that in 2023, racism and reverse racism exists and they're as bad as they are. But today I experienced it firsthand. I experienced it with my children, and, you know, it was really upsetting. So I'm going to discuss what happened. And you guys are free to make your own decisions and make your own comments. Please be adults and be polite. I'm telling you the story from my standpoint on what happened, and remember there were children involved. But I just want you guys to understand, because ultimately at the end of the day, I'm really worried about this country, man. We seem to be losing who we are as a people, and it's crazy, man.